Hello there, and thanks once again for joining us in our ongoing live coverage of the Zimbabwe Football Premiership. Oh, yes, you got to be here to really watch it, and we always give it to you on ZBC TV Sports. I'm Charles, legendary CNN Mabika, and in about 20 minutes, less than 20 minutes, we will be crossing over live to Emagumeni, to the city of kings and queens, where we are stationed at Babafield Stadium to bring you the game between hosts Amakosi Amahle, that's Bulawayo Chiefs, taking on the Gamecocks, Chicken Inn, and it promises to be quite something. Number 14, that's Bulawayo Chiefs, taking on number 8, that's Chicken Inn. I'm talking about the log standings, eh? We'll also be having a look at the log standings a little bit later on, and we will also keep you updated. We've got a total of seven matches happening right around the country. So this one that we're giving you plus 6 others, we will keep you updated on what will be happening there. Right, without any further ado, let's say hello to staunch Manchester United fan. His team only plays on Monday. They take on Brentford at home at Old Trafford. But his local team here, for which he starred and captained, going great guns. Yes, you know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Chief Justice Majavi. Yes, let's say hello to Chief. Yes, Chief, it's always good when you're around.
Thank you, Legendary, and I'm looking forward, to this afternoon. Interesting matches all over the country, and hopefully, positive results will come to those looking for points and so forth. And of course, United will always be United. On Monday, we are there.
Yeah,
that's
okay.
it. Yeah,
you're now with Aston Villa. Aston Villa are playing, aren't they? They are playing right now, and you are in 4th because they're drawing 0-0 with Fulham away at Craven Cottage. So I bet you are supporting Fulham, huh?
Of course, it's a much needed win for Fulham, because it will make Aston Villa drop the points and stay in, especially if we win or draw on Monday. It's very important. You don't want to go far away from the top 4, but which is very good for United this year, coming up and getting a ticket to the Champions League.
Right, okay, we did tell you that we've got 6 other games happening right around the country, and yes, we will be talking about those, and I think maybe the biggest one, if you want. Let's have a look there. Yes, I think that one at Mos Ngoni Stadium is the one that most eyes will be. That's the Panthers Mos taking on Scotland. And another hot one, Chief Justice, is at Ascot Stadium, where the Wi-Fi boys are still hoping to pick up maximum points. Come up against high-flying, the students, rentals. But hey, look at those matches, Chief Justice, appetizing.
Yeah, very appetizing, the fixtures, gruesome fixture this weekend. And I think Tier 1, they need the points. It's been quite long, and considering what they did in the last season. And this year they started very bad, and they are not getting maximum points. You find in most games, when they are leading, they are ending up drawing, which is not good for the Wi-Fi boys. But I think it's a tough game against the rentals. We know them; they are unpredictable. Somehow they bring in a strong squad to fight for the points. And of course, Marua needs this. Definitely a win, in this game, and it's difficult. You find it more of a unstable side. Obviously, if he loses this game, it's going to be a lot of stories. But I hope they're gonna make it up.
Chief Justice, Agama in trouble. They're gonna win there. Manica Diamonds as well. We've been hearing stories that Manica Diamonds have been dissolved. That stories we will confirm for you. They should be playing Hard Rock. Hard Rock, who are placed 2nd. That's a tough one for the Gem Boys at Sakuva Stadium. So it's going to be tough there, Chief Justice, if that one does carry on. It's not looking right in their camp.
Well, the camp is unstable for the meantime. A lot of stories happening. And of course, you see, Hard Rock, they started very well. The newcomers, they've been doing very well, and they are seated on second position so far. They've been a team to watch. And you get into a team against Manica, who have a lot of problems. So hopefully they will sort it out and make sure coming back into this afternoon and have a good game. Probably it's going to be one of those matches where everyone is waiting to hear what has happened there. And of course, you also spoke about the Agama Ngezi game. Ngezi is a strong squad. They're doing very well, despite their own ban bringing in players. They lost players to Cape United, but we have seen what they've been doing. They're coming up, they're in the top 4 and they're doing very well. It's not an easy game for Agama. It's quite a baobab. Most teams have been finding it difficult. But with good preparation, you can get a result. Hopefully, all the games, this afternoon, especially with the magnitude of the fixture, which is very interesting over this weekend, it's important to collect maximum points.
Important for Agama, the Sporting Eagles, to collect maximum points. Now, let's have a look at the log standings. Who is who? As far as the Zimbabwe Premiership is concerned, there it is. The log standings. The Green Machine still on top. Some Cape United supporters were telling me the other day, Hansi legendary. Isusu tinenge Pep Guardiola. Kana taina pamsoro ipapo. Apana anoti visa. We will see. The Green Machine, the new boys, Kasongo Golden Boys, that's Hard Rock, are second. And you know whose team are number 3. And of course, Ngezi Platinum. Who would have ever thought that Ngezi would be number 4? And defending champions, Chief Justice, number 5, Scotland. They need to pick up points. Well, it's not looking bad, but Ngezi Platinum, they have been the surprise team, haven't they?
Yeah, of course. Like we said before, what happened to Ngezi. They lost players. They also on a ban bring in players. But you're looking at I think for me, it's a healthy log standing. It shows the competition is a little bit higher, and all the other clubs are on top. Especially the Cape United, they've been doing very well. They're trying to maintain going towards the 10th game. It's important, especially in the first 10 games of the season. You have to see yourself up there so that you can maintain. The next thing is just to maintain the log standing. There and there, you've got Hard Rock who are in between there. They have started very good. We saw it also from Moz when they came in. They were a very good team. They kept on in the top 4 for quite long. And look, Dynamos, they played much of their games last season in relegation, but this time around, at least there's breathing. And of course, what is important is the competition is high. Getting to Ngezi, they are also doing very well. Scotland, they are the champions, but you see now it's a little bit competitive in the league.
Yes, very competitive. And let's have a look at who's on top, not the league standings, the goal scoring charts. Let's have a look. The goal scoring charts, yes, there. And wow, Ralph Kaondera, the students, Chief Justice, and there's Kasondo from you know who. There's Kama Billiard. It's very exciting, but Ralph Kaondera ruling the roost.
Yeah, I think he also is vast experience in him. He played a little bit more in the league, so he understands. And I think also coming from a rent house, and you are leading in the charts in the 8th game, 9th game, which is very important for me. I think I also have to give credit to him. Yeah. I give him credit, Also, Kama is scored some few goals. Kasondo is also done so well. Started very well, bringing in some goals for Dynamos, which is very important. But I respect that. The players should have that competition.
How about Mukumba? Very unlikely to see him there from Ngezi. Up there. I wouldn't have imagined he would be one of the leading goal scorers.
Yeah, I think like I said, experience is also working in him. He's one of the seasoned players at Ngezi. And also, there's too much responsibility. He's one of those players who have stayed long at Ngezi. So he's bringing in all the experience in him. Sometimes you also need to venture into those areas. It means as a player you are growing and you are bringing in something for your team. And him scoring, he has got that ability. Only that sometimes he doesn't reach into the positions. But he has done so well, so far so good. Getting 3 goals, it's very, very important for him.
We're still talking about the goal scorers just top there. Chief Justice Ralph Kaondera, of the students. He is their most important player. He will be there creating the moves and scoring the goals. And I've noticed if he's off form, then the rest of the students they seem to catch a cold.
Yeah, more versatile of a player. He can be a defender, he can be a central midfielder, he can be an attacker, he can be a top man. But for me, I've seen he plays his game with maturity. He does so well, he works so hard. We have, even before all the way he played, you could see the effort he puts in. He knows the positioning in the box, and he's taking advantage of that. So he drives the team to the to get maximum points all the time. He gives in his all effort. But for him, I don't doubt the ability. He's been there. He's been scoring some great goals, and I think this year is also one of the best seasons for him so far. He started very well, despite where the position his team is. But him as a player, individual performance, he's been doing very well.
Yes, the students, of course, they'll always be the students. They are number 7 right now. And they don't talk much. They just do their things behind the scenes. You never hear of whatever is happening as we take a look. They, once again, the goal scorers. And I know it's early days yet, but we will see. But one thing interesting, if you keep looking at that, the last time a player, a striker if you want, or a player from Zimbabwe, the top flight, scored more than 20 goals was back in 2010 when the late Lumumba, that's Norman Maroto, scored 22 goals for Gunners. That was then. And nobody else, Chief Justice, has passed the 20-goal mark, let alone 22 that Lumumba scored.
Firstly, I think rest in peace to Norman. What a great player he was, and very good, especially in terms of finishing. We all need to continue, especially the league needs strikers like that of that caliber, bring in goals, get some goals every time. Because if you look, I was looking at the log standing right now. For me, it's healthy because at least there are a lot of players with a lot of goals from different clubs. So all this is very important. There's enough space and enough room to reach at least up to 20 goals this season, especially if they continue scoring in almost every game. Because getting 5 goals in out of 8 games, for me, I think it's an achievement. It's very good, and let's continue bringing in such ability into the game, and having more goals, it makes the game itself interesting. Norman was a great goal scorer. We all knew what he would do, both left and right. Finishing was superb. So let's have all different strikers also emulating that and break the record.
That's right. Let's see if anybody can go beyond that. Of course, it will take a lot for somebody to score more than 46 goals. That was Moses Chunga in 86. And of course, before that, the highest ever goal scorer in the country back in 1970, Peter Nyama with 62 goals. Right. Emma Gumeni is our station today, and right now we are going there to Barberfields to link up with my colleague Vava Valentine Mabugu so that he tells us what's happening.
It's a very good afternoon, a hearty welcome to Barberfield Stadium for match day 9 of the Castle Premier Soccer League. Today sees a Bulawayo derby as Bulawayo Chiefs take on Chicken Inn. And of course, these are two sides with contrasting results from their previous matches. Chicken Inn suffering a 3-1 defeat against the Highlanders right here at Barberfield Stadium, while for Bulawayo Chiefs, it was a draw against ZPC Kariba on the road. Can they make maximum points and make maximum effort of it today, this afternoon? That is the big question. That's the match you're going to be bringing you right here on ZBC TV. My name is Valentine Mabugu, and of course we shall be taking you to Pocket Hill Studios, where we've got our analysts and of course main anchor Charles CNN Mabika, the legendary, with that is John Kani, as well as Justice Majavi, as they analyze and try and unpack what is potentially could happen in this game. And we've heard from the two coaches. We'll hear how they've set up their team. A few changes are being rung by Tonderai Diraya, particularly after a defeat. He keeps to his policy of changing his goalkeepers, while for that is Bulawayo Chiefs. Just some tactical changes as their captain starts out from the bench this afternoon. But having said that, let's take you to Pocketville for much more, and we're back with the live commentary of the match right here at Bulawayo Stadium as Bulawayo Chiefs take on Chicken Inn.
Thanks, Vava. So you see, things are brewing in the city of kings and queens. Bulawayo Chiefs taking on Chicken Inn. We will be joined very soon by staunch Liverpool supporter, Joe Nkani. We call him Jose here at ZBC Pockets. He will be joining us together with Chief Justice. But what a game that promises to be. These teams have met a total of 11 times. You see, Bulawayo Chiefs have been in and out of the top flight, but in total, they've met 11 times. Bulawayo Chiefs have won twice. Chicken Inn have won 6 times, and 3 matches have ended in draws. So the Gamecocks have a slight edge, eh? And there's one particular statistic that you might know, you might not know. The 2 coaches whom we will be seeing just in a couple of moments, that's the home coach, that's the man they call Senior Ninja, Coach John Nyikadzino, and Stanza, Tondera Indiraya for Chicken Inn have each carved pieces of history in Zimbabwe football. John Nyikadzino is the only man to get 4 teams promoted from Division 1 to the Premiership. Oh yes, he did it with Chapungu 2013, with Nikrit 2018, with Shesham in 2023, and last season with Bulawayo Chiefs. Stanza Tondera Indiraya, the only coach in Zimbabwe football to win back-to-back titles with 2 different clubs. Nobody else has ever done it. You will remember he did it first with Simba Bora in 2024 and then with Scotland last year. So 2 pieces of incredible history, Chief Justice, for the 2 coaches.
What a history, you know, the history of champions.
Yeah.
You know, they are both good men and good coaches as well. They've shown their ability as coaches. You know, we never doubt their history. You know, they've done it so openly. We have seen someone promoting 4 teams into the Premier League is a great achievement. Yep. And also Tonde winning back-to-back the championship is really a massive achievement.
Different clubs, eh?
Yeah, with different clubs. And looking at them, you know, it's bringing something into this game. It's very important. Let's see how it goes, especially the 2 tactical coaches, and let's see what they provide for us this afternoon.
Oh, what a game, eh? Bulawayo Chiefs and Chicken Inn there. Chicken Inn, of course, smarting from that defeat as we there take a look at the dressing room of Amakosi Amatle. And Chief Justice, this season, I think, you know, Senior Ninja Coach John Nyikadzino will be saying, no, we can't go back to Division 1 football again.
Yeah, obviously, you know, you wouldn't want, you know. It's interesting, you know, in the Premier League. This game, there are a lot of beautiful games. We're seeing a lot, some talent. And of course, you are getting out of this league, you know, you lose a lot. And considering what he has brought into the team, you know, I think they still got room to improve their areas. You know, there's always big boys in the league. You find also small boys. And it's interesting. You can see Baba Fields, very good, you know. The surface is looking very, very good.
Wonderful.
Yeah, you know, all of them, I think they will imply a passing game in such a field.
Yeah, there's Baba Fields, Emma Gumeni, where many battles have been fought and won and lost from a very long time ago. And of course, the stalwarts there would be Highlanders, the likes of Highlanders, Zimbabwe Saints. Right, here's we check the arrivals there of one of the 2 teams arriving there, and of course Chief Justice, as we take a look at the arrivals. That's the Gamecocks.
Yeah, you know, Chicken Inn, you know, they've got a very good squad, very strong. On paper, you see Tulani Joseph is there. You know, Donovan Bernard long-time goalkeeper. I think he's been there. He's been their goalkeeper for the past maybe over 5 seasons or so.
One of the longest serving, if not the longest
yeah,
serving.
I think 7 years.
Yeah.
He's been there for quite long. He's been with the Joe Antipas. You know, so I think it's very important. You know. For them to collect maximum points here today. Last midweek game, they lost to Highlanders 3-1. So obviously they need to recover from that. And of course, bring into this game, I think they've got a different approach into the game because it's Bulawayo Chiefs. We all know Bulawayo Chiefs is probably one of the boogie sides in the league. And definitely in these games, they usually rise up and they bring in some sort of a different game and approach. And it might be difficult for Chicken Inn as well.
Yes, it might be difficult for Chicken Inn, like I said, smarting from that 3-1 loss at the hands of Highlanders. And of course, the Highlanders supporters now telling everybody they are now on a winning streak. We'll have to wait and find out. Tomorrow, they will be taking on Caps United at Barberfields. Here we see the warm-ups, our crew catching up with the Gamecocks as they were warming up there. And of course, the men to watch out for will be Chief Justice, talked about him already, Joseph Tulani. He'll be one of those. Meleka Ngube will be one of them as well. Brian Musa, the captain, as well. So we will see, starting from the bench rather. But I mean, that team, yes, they did lose to Highlanders, but Highlanders deserved to win.
Yeah.
But still some people thinking that they might be in with a shout for the league title. What do you think, Chief Justice?
Yeah, you know, with the magnitude of the league.
I'll have to butt in,
yeah.
Sorry, Chief Justice.
Yes,
Yes, right. It's that time when we transport you or on a motorbike into the coach's minds, the gaffer's minds. We talked first to senior ninja coach John Nyikadzino. Then we talked to Stanza Tonderai Ndiraya. They had to say what they had to say. I won't spoil it for you because sit back, relax, and listen to what the two head coaches had to say. First, it was senior ninja coach John Nyikadzino. Then it was Stanza Tonderai Ndiraya. They'll be coming up pretty soon about some interesting things that they had to say. I did tell you that two guys with some incredible pieces of history. Right, they are ready for us. First, senior ninja coach. Second, Stanza Tonderai Ndiraya. Right. We're still, they're not ready for us. So as soon as they are, then we will be letting you into those minds to find out what they said. But I'll tell you what, let's find out. Yes, now they're ready.
We've done our activation, our recovery, and the medical team says we are ready to go. In every game, we would want to get 3 maximum points, that is 3 points. Unfortunately, of late, we dominated play. We are not utilizing chances that are coming our way. But I'll say for the last game that we played in Kariba, the players did very well. Execution perfect, but the goalkeeper was good, was the man of the match. I'm happy. We didn't have enough time to train. It was about recovery and activation. That's why I said the medical team said we are ready to go. We are ready for the match. We know derbies are never easy. The team that wants it more will win. It's for the players.
Today I think we have made some amends. Hopefully we can really take the game to Chiefs and get something out of this game. Let me hasten to say that I think Bulawayo Chiefs have also done really well in the league. They have a very strong team, very good players within their ranks, and if you look at their results, I mean it's evident that they've really been very competitive this season. So we also expect a very competitive game, a very difficult one for that matter for us, especially if you look at the background that we are coming from. We lost our last match, and the question now is, what do we want in this match? Do we want, are we going to play not to lose, or we are going out for maximum points? So those are the things that we have been thinking about, and we'll see what we can do when the game starts.
Right, the two coaches there, you heard what they said. Right, we are going straight to Barberfield Stadium where we are taking in the Zimbabwe national anthem, then join Vava for the commentary.
And ladies and gentlemen, that was the national anthem getting us ready for what is going to be an exciting encounter. Now, good afternoon and thank you for joining us from wherever you are. My name is Tendai Sibanda, giving you commentary live here from Barberfields, where we have the Kasulaga Premier League match day number 9, where Bulawayo Chiefs is going to be taking on Chicken Inn. It's a derby for these two teams, having played against Highlanders. They are now going to be playing against each other. Besides me, to help you analyze and get a feel of the game, is expert analyst Maxwell Mandiriza. Maxwell, what a game we have on our hands.
Well, it's a beautiful afternoon tonight right here, Barberfield and Bulawayo. I think it's a chance for both teams to really go at it, and I think it's a no-holds-barred match here. And Bulawayo Chiefs themselves have not had a very good start to the season, sitting 40th on the log table. I think they'll be worried about where they are. Recently promoted, of course, from the southern region after they'd been relegated in 2024. So a very good bounce back for them. But they'll be worried looking at themselves almost in a similar position now, just hovering above relegation. And on the other end, you have Tundera Indira's boys, who have had a decent start to the season. And I think they'll be looking at this game and thinking, wow, these are the 3 points that on the offering, and I think it's a lovely day for football. The weather is nice, and I think the fans will be coming in to watch this one.
And then on your screens there, that was just the confirmation of the match officials for the afternoon. Venasia Zulu is going to be the center ref, joined by Pakisani Ndlovu, the first assistant, Michael Ndlovu as the second assistant, Magari Maga, the fourth official, and Lindeli Ndlovu as the match commissioner. Now on your screens you see a Chicken Inn, the Gamecocks just bundling up at the center circle, good doing their pre-match rituals, looking for divine intervention or calling a higher power. You believe that sometimes players believe in something higher than them to help and assist them as they go through the game. And also on the right side of your screen is Bulawayo Chiefs, the home team in their all green, doing something similar. But then, as we always say, good afternoon, fans of football across the world, fans of football in Zimbabwe, and fans of the Kasulaga Premier League, a derby in the city of Kings and Queens, Bulawayo, where we have Bulawayo Chiefs taking on Chicken Inn. It's match day number 9, where John Nyikadzino, the man who's been dubbed the promotion master, having taken 4 teams from division into the Kasulaga Premier League, faces off a manager who I believe is a defending champion despite leaving Scotland, who's managing Chicken in. His name is Tonderai Ndiraya. So it's a game of two coaches and two men who know their way around Zimbabwean football, and it's going to be one for the ages. What is this derby going to bring, and what is this derby going to offer us? We wait and see for the next 90 minutes.
Well, Tendai, I definitely think that the goals are going to be there. Chicken Inn have had a decent start, as I said, to the Premiership, and with 3 draws, 3 wins, and only 2 losses recently to Highlanders. Also scoring goals. I think they've been able to score goals in most of their games. I think that will be the motivation for the boss this afternoon to get some more goals.
And then a confirmation of the team sheets. We're starting off with the team at home in all green, attacking from the right side of your screen, going to the left. Only 2 changes made by John Nyikadzino. In goal is Tinotenda Chiviringa, who replaces Mulea, who started off against ZPC Kariba. Maxwell Murimi, Arthur Msiwa and Melikaya Ngube all retain their spots in midfield. Brian Musa starts after being on the bench on midweek, and Jimmy Junior Guara, Anesu Amen Saiti, their top goal scorer this season, also start. And for Chicken Inn, a number of changes, especially in the goalkeeping division. Donovan Bernard retains his spot after the coach talked about how he likes to give goalkeepers each and every game. If you're a keeper, you lose, you then are dropped to the bench. You look into Tyrese, who's also retains his spot into the game. Rendo Chiwunga and Hapmo all started this afternoon. And the game is underway. Marks, we're looking into Bulawayo Chiefs. It hasn't been an easy season for the team in green. I'm a ninja, as they like to call them, winning the Southern Region 2025 and then coming back into the Kasolaga Premier League again.
Yeah, I think if we were to go back to the start of the season, they probably started well. Remember drawing against Highlanders in a 1-all draw, and then they went on to win against Agama actually. Before the losses started to come through, losing by 2 goals to nil to Dynamos as well. Against Moors, they lost that game. And then at home against Zimbabwe, a decent draw. And then they lost away to FC Platinum. Before 2 good results for me, I would think a draw against Scotland and another draw against PC Kariba away. So I think they will be trying to rebuild still early in the season. Only 8 games played so far. But the trauma of relegation will definitely be on their minds.
So Chicken Inn trying to play quickly, trying to play in their final third, but every attempt they've tried so far ending in vain. Now that's Bulawayo Chiefs. Brian Musa, the former Chicken Inn man, playing against his former paymasters. It's always exciting to see a player meeting his former paymasters, and different managers with different mentalities. You sometimes bench your player when he's playing against people that he's well accustomed to. Some like to throw their players into the fray, trying to see the character, and shows like Johnny Gazzino has made Brian Musa start this afternoon.
Yeah, you know a thing or two about the Chicken Inn, and just crossing those divides in terms of the teams in Bulawayo, going to Bulawayo Chiefs from Chicken Inn, something that Bulawayo Chicken Inn fans won't be quite happy about. But I think he has been very good for them so far, Bulawayo Chiefs, Brian Moser, and I think they will be looking at him to try to lead this team and to try to get the goals coming.
So now playing from the back, Chicken Inn trying to get a few off the ball. It's always in these early moments where you see teams trying to impose themselves, trying to see how quickly they can get their type of football they want to showcase this afternoon, and it starts in moments like this.
Yeah, definitely. I think Bulawayo Chiefs, you know that probably Chicken Inn will have most of the ball, but they're playing at home. I think it's all about taking your chances when they come, you know, and losing here is not going to be a good picture for Bulawayo Chiefs, who do have their fans coming through. It was a little bit cold in the morning, I'll tell you, Tendai, but the sun is coming out, and I think that will encourage many fans who were skeptical about the weather to make their way to the Baba Fields and join us in watching this one.
So now play through the middle, finding George Majika. trying to go forward. Bulawayo Chiefs haven't really imposed themselves into the game. Like we were saying, it takes sometimes a considerable amount of time for you to really start showing what you want to do this afternoon. Back to Elvis Moyo, knocking it also with intent. Anesu Saiti being pulled back. Anesu Saiti 2 goals so far this season. He scored in the last game that they play. He scored in the opening fixture against Islanders, and they scored first. It was something that you always want to see. It was the first debut of the season where Bulawayo Chiefs played against Islanders. It was on the score sheet. Anesu Saiti.
Well, definitely Saiti, one of the most important players as well for Bulawayo Chiefs in their campaign this season.
So trying to see if they can get a corner kick, and it's a goal kick. Brian Musa thought he had won the corner kick, the first one of the game, just under 5 minutes, but Venasio Zulu thought otherwise. It's a goal kick. And Donovan Bennett used to be a recent start, a regular starter for the Warriors. Donovan Bennett had so many campaigns for the Warriors. So chicken in, throw in on the far side. So Tyrese playing eye line, chicken in, and you can see from the way they're just spreading across the pitch. And Bulawayo Chiefs haven't started pressing. Maybe it's a sit-up. Remember the 2 changes they made. The coach said it's tactical, and probably this is what we are seeing for them. They're just taking their time. Whenever Chicken in are playing from the back, they are not really pressing, allowing them to start getting into the final third. And maybe the tactic is to make them make a mistake and they pounce on the counter. Now Chicken in trying to play it on the far side, but it's overcooked. And you can see they have been trying to penetrate the final third, but the final ball is what's been very disappointing.
Yeah, also in regards to Bulawayo Chiefs, just sitting back mostly, and you can definitely see that they've been taking a very slow path to the game. And I think it also goes to other games that they ended up losing after having solid starts, decent starts, and then you really do want to have the fast starts. You want to be in control of the game, and I think that's what Bulawayo Chiefs have been trying to do this afternoon.
When you talk about control, they do say the team that controls the midfield controls proceedings, and maybe this is what Chicken in are trying to do, just playing it through the middle, through their midfielders. Quick exchanges, good, concedes position. Brian Musa wins a throw in. Elvis Moyo, twin brother to Kelvin Moyo, who plays for Scotland. And this is the first time ever these brothers have played separate, have played for different teams in our local league. They've been traveling a lot together. Now one with Bulawayo Chiefs, one with Scotland, the defending champions. But it's also good to see that how much clubs trusted that they would play together. But this time, recently played in a goalless draw, Kelvin and Elvis Moyo.
Yeah, probably the best game you would have if you're playing against your brother. It doesn't matter who is the defending champions or not. I think you know, you always want to be at a team that gives you that game time, and it's always good to see both of them getting this chance.
So that's John Nicazino, the promotion master, a man that has seen 4 teams get qualification into top flight. He's a master of his craft, John Nicazino. Tondera Indiraya, former Scotland manager, winning in the debut season. Back-to-back wins in terms of championship was with Simbabora, won it in 2024, went to Scotland in 2025, and then won it again. Now Bulawayo Chiefs, is there a hand? Shot in the box! And from a distance, they open the scoring, and there's Bulawayo Derby. Jimu Junior Gwara does the beating for Bulawayo Chiefs. 1-0 on the scoreboard. Bulawayo Chiefs lead.
Well, what a surprise tonight, because we just thought that there was nothing to come of that play, and a good finish from Gwara. Checking it technically, wow, but a little bit of dispute between the Chicken Inn players and the linesmen, complaining about something about the flag, and the referee just consulting with the linesman there before we can confirm the goal. But Gwara running away to celebrate after a wonderful finish, and you can just see it there on the bounce, well struck into the ground, and the goalkeeper nowhere to be seen. I don't see anything wrong with that goal as of yet, and I think the goal definitely has to stand.
Or maybe there's a cry that there was a hand in the box, but if there was indeed a hand, it could have been a Chicken Inn man. I'm just waiting for confirmation. The conversation between Venasio Zulu and Michael Ndlovu, who's on the far side, and I think the goal has been given. 1-0 to Bulawayo Chiefs, just under 10 minutes. And the man celebrates, fist pump into the air, holds his badge with so much pride.
I think the issue here was Chicken Inn players thinking that there was a handball before he struck the ball, but I couldn't see anything wrong with that goal there tonight, just there. But I don't think he says his hand at any time, and a very good finish from Gwara. What a start for Bulawayo Chiefs. And we were also thinking that they were going to be sitting back, but now they have the lead. Do they go for the second, or do they try to protect that 1-0 lead? And still a lot of time for Chicken Inn to come back into this one.
Chicken Inn hasn't scored so many goals this season. This could be the start of something that they would really, really enjoy. They could be going on a run if they just manage to keep this intact. 4 goals they scored up until match day number 8, and this is their 5th goal so far in 9 games they've played. There is the recent goal scorer, Jimu Junior Gwara, well taken short to beat Donovan Bennett.
Yeah, we were just talking about how they had a good start, Bulawayo Chiefs, in the beginning of the season. If you were to look at their results and how things started going badly, especially from probably match day number 3, and then they had these 2 very good results just before this game, where they were drawing with Scotland away, and also another good away draw against ZPC Kariba. I think that definitely motivates them, and if they can pull up a win here, I think that will be the start of their rebuild, and try to push themselves far away from the relegation zone.
Well, coming into this game, John Nyakazino, the manager, was talking about how the club is stepping into confidence into this derby, being buoyed after drawing with ZPC Kariba 1-0 on Wednesday. I mean, the coach was talking about how much they did in rest, but it doesn't seem to be bothering them that much, considering how they've taken the initiative to lead in the first opening minutes of the game.
You know, it's all about the response here for Chicken Inn, and how Ndiraya's boys react to this. Still a team that has had a decent start, but these are games that they probably thought they should be winning.
Now played to Tulani Joseph, and not the best cross into the box, trying to find a response. Like you said, Mark, it's always about how you respond after conceding. And also remember, Chicken Inn, before losing to Islanders in another derby they played midweek on Wednesday, they had gone on an unbeaten run, played 2 consecutive draws, went on a 2-win streak again, only to be disturbed by Highlanders, who also won their first game of the season in that derby. So they were talking about how they then have to approach this game with caution, since Bulawayo Chiefs is a difficult side to play.
Yeah, 2 good wins and also 2 clean sheets collected, and then those 3 goals that they conceded against Islanders. And I think he was thinking this game is the chance to get back on winning form, but Bulawayo Chiefs definitely not making it easy for them. Still a team that is actually a very good start to the season. I think I would want to prove a point or two to Scotland and any other teams on top there, and but currently losing this one.
So no one's ball still being played aerially. Bulawayo Chiefs win position number 14 for this encounter. It's a confirmation of the score there from Jimmy Junior Aguirre in the 11th minute. Now Guara looking for options. He plays it to Arthur Masiwa, who then concedes position. Options there. Options for Chicken who do then get a foul on the far side. Marvelous Fernando, the man who was fouled. A very dangerous position. And remember, Twendera Indiraya was talking about how they played a good game against Islanders only to lose on set pieces, and this is the opportunity to respond and also show the Castle Premier League how then they can make use and capitalize on set pieces.
Yeah, just a delay there. I think there's an injured Bulawayo Chiefs player, not quite sure who that is. But I think Nikazino would know so much so well that 90 minutes is far away from us, as Arthur Masiwa is just getting up on his feet there. Got to see him up on his feet.
Arthur Masiwa, a man who once played for Dynamos. It was all cheers when he re-signed for Bulawayo Chiefs. And it's probably the most decorated Chibuku Super Cup winner in Zimbabwe. 1 with Bulawayo Chiefs and 2 with Dynamos. Fans already holding their jaws.
It did look like Johnny there.
Maybe a look-alike.
Yep. But I wouldn't surprise his team playing here tomorrow as well in a very big game against Caps United. Probably the biggest game of the weekend.
So now delivery waiting for Chicken in. Cross into the box and a glancing header from Brendan Rendo, but just overcooked the meters away from the crossbar. Decent attempt to try to equalize.
Yeah, I think he just dipped on him as he tried to get his directions well there, and he just can't generate enough power to direct it in the way you would have loved. But a good response.
Benjani.
Yeah, Benjani, definitely. And I think he hopes that he won't be doing that tomorrow when you face Caps United.
A big game for match day number 9, that is. Now Chicken in, finding comfort in the final third. Fernando waiting a throw in. Bulawayo Chiefs technical bench just trying to see how they can keep this defense intact, or this lead intact. It's a long throw to be taken on the far side. Remember, the long throws are now part of, regarded also as set play. You see teams doing it now and now again, and so many times I've seen teams finding fortune from long throws, and it's good to see that local teams are now doing it as well.
Yeah, everyone is now doing it, even in Division 1 football. I think you definitely could create a half chance out of nothing if you do have those good long throw takers. To
Dangmo Hopmo. good holding off of play. An overcooked pass on the right side. It's good that they're cheering every pass. It hasn't been an easy start. We thought that they were decent in their build-up in the first opening moments, but since they conceded, it hasn't been easy. You just see how they haven't really announced themselves yet, chicken in. You still feel like there's a lot to deliver, or they could deliver, but it hasn't really materialized as of yet.
Yeah, almost halfway through the first half, and going down by a goal to nil. I think they're just trying to restart their game here and get a few passes going. Still a lot of time for the AS boys to definitely challenge Bulawayo Chiefs, who will be holding on dearly to this 1-0 lead.
The foul committed by Anesu Amen Saiti, an animated figure of Tondera Indiraya. He's just trying to do a 360 there to beat two players, but Saiti ended up bringing his opposite number down on the ground. Delivery into the box, not the best one from Chicken In. Another one sent forward. Moyo clears. Sefu. The ball Squara winning in steam. The free kick.
Yeah, good play by Guara. They just holding on to the ball a little bit longer and getting that foul. That's how you keep your team in control of the game. Just making sure that he's shooting the ball before releasing Moza and ending a free kick. Just frustrating the chicken in players there, Guara.
Playing in their final third. Now cleared away. And there was a flick, probably for offside. And it was offside. Confirmation from Michael Ndlovu.
Yeah, good to see Bulawayo Chiefs just keeping on being positive, because you don't want to be too much defensive after getting that 1-0 lead. It's not much anyway, and if you can score the second, then the better. And you would know that it's still a long way before they can be celebrating these 3 points.
Stuart Chicken in ball playing it through the midfield. Quick exchanges. Set one to the far side. First time cross. Defenders well alert of the danger that was looming in their box. Now another wayward pass. Tulani Joseph with so much composure, playing it back to his centre back.
You know, a warning sign there for Bulawayo Chiefs. They definitely have to be aware of those wingers, especially those crosses coming through, and that will be probably causing them a lot of problems from the flanks from Brandon Rendo as well. Just have to be keen on watching those balls on the left flanks into the box. I think that should be a cause of concern for the head coach.
Now another delivery into the box, and Moyo clears away. A very pivotal figure in defense. That is Alphys Moyo. Such a strong tower, commanding that partnership there in the defensive line.
Yeah, doing so well to put in that cross and that header, trying to flick it on to a fellow player, and well defended in the end.
So now deliver into the box, and it's Moyo again. Chicken in will try to re-deliver, and there's an Rando being brought down onto the ground in the box, and Venasio Zulu clears that away. Doesn't see any malice in that defensive challenge on Brendan Rando.
Yeah, good play from Chicken in, and the ball into the box. Rendo almost looks like he was already falling over before any contact, and I think the referee doing well to see that clearly. But good pressure from Chicken in. I think that's exactly what Tondera Indiraya would want to see. A very good response, and trying to get a goal before the halftime break.
Itai Mabunu, another good defender wearing the jersey number 3 for Chicken Inn. Now Bulawayo Chiefs can restart play now on the far side. Anisu Amen Saiti losing position to his opposite number. That is Malevolous Fernando. Donovan Bennett. So playing it to Lincoln Mangaira. Recollected. Fernando. Collected by Majika. Tyrese trying to take it over the Bulawayo Chiefs defense. Not the best effort to do so. Seems to be losing the ball recklessly, these two teams. No one really wanting to keep the ball, get a feel of it. And the moment the one team gets it, they quickly lose possession. And the other team, the moment they get it, they lose possession as well, almost fearing to play the ball through the midfield.
Yeah, Chicken Inn have not been consistent enough with their passing game, trying to play it long sometimes, but I think they do have to keep on playing it on the ground and try to penetrate Bulawayo Chiefs, who are not quite sure of their defensive lines as yet. Look like they're still a little bit nervous in defense, the Bulawayo Chiefs.
Now George Majika. Majika back to his goalkeeper, who loves leaving his goal lines. Donovan Bennett not so much afraid to be a sweeper keeper. Maxwell Murimi.
Yeah, just putting himself under pressure there. I think he could have played it all the way back to the goalkeeper, and I think that could have been a better decision. But unfortunately, losing possession there, I think that will be another problem for Bulawayo Chiefs if they keep on giving the ball back to Chicken Inn. I think the pressure will start to mount on them, and I think that will be causing problems for them.
Now George Majika being brought down by Saiti. Fans, despite the small numbers, celebrating the Bulawayo Chiefs. They do have a reason to celebrate after Guara gave them the lead in the 10th minute.
Yeah, Saiti a little bit more aggressive. They probably are trying to keep the lead for his team desperately. The fans, not much of the fans have come through, but I think decent numbers to support their team. I think this is when the team needs the support the most.
So Junior Guara being brought down in the center circle. I think a challenge on the head. Looks like he's in very, very much pain as he went down holding his head. A chance for his teammates then to recollect, regroup. But I think it's a good opportunity for Chicken Inn to then now start to see how they want to go forward after 27 minutes of football. They haven't been really convincing. You look at Itai Mabunu, who just came in strongly at Junior Guara, hands this foul and this stoppage in play. But I think it's okay, he's back up on his feet.
Yeah, Guara looks like he's good to continue. And I think Bulawayo Chiefs fans desperately want to see him on. I think it's also about just slowing the game down for Bulawayo Chiefs. Take some time out of every injury and take as much time as you can before you get up on your feet. But I think so far so good for them. 28 minutes played, and still so much to come, but you always want to play it by each half, by each quarter, and make sure you do the right things in that quarter as you look forward to play again in the other quarter. I think that's the best way to approach this game for them.
So Bulawayo Chiefs will be desperately looking for this one to be a win. Now it's short by Saiti, but there wasn't any venom on it to cause any sorts of problems for that Chicken Inn defense. I mean, you could have done better. I mean, that is 2 goals this season so far. You'd expect that the moment he gets the ball in those dangerous positions is one of the easiest jobs to make it difficult for the goalkeeper. Now Brandon Rando. Rendo making it difficult for himself, but keeps the ball in play. To Dang Mohapmo. Now getting inside. A whisk away from the upright. Could have been an equalizer from George Majika after a quick 1-2 give and go together with the striker Dang Mohapmo. Unleashed one. And only a whisk away.
Good play. And just missing by a whisker there, and the goalkeeper, I think he was beaten there. A very good left kick into the ground, and he could have gotten his team the equalizer. A very good state of play from Chicken Inn, who are still really coming on Bulawayo Chiefs now.
Almost looking like Chicken Inn are a left-centric side. All their attacks and all their build-ups are coming from that left side where George Majika is currently operating. And also Dang Mohapmo just dropping a little bit deeper, helping in terms of hold-up play. And clearing the danger away. Got defending, making sure there's no looming danger coming in from Bulawayo Chiefs in the final third.
No, the game's just opening up a little bit now. Both sides going for it. I think we could have seen a second goal for Bulawayo Chiefs just before we saw that strike from Chicken Inn.
So Dang Mohapmo again getting in a physical battle, which he eventually wins. Hativa Goni just coming in strongly. Malvin. And protesting his innocence, not seeing that where he's wrong in regards to that foul on Dang Mohapmo.
Yeah, definitely felt like there was an entanglement there between those two players, and got to see those physical battles coming through. Well, I think for Chicken Inn, it's just about continuing to do what they've been doing of recent. Keep on playing their passing game and try to penetrate from those flanks. I think they'll definitely get those chances. Bulawayo Chiefs know that Chicken Inn are definitely going to be coming on them until the remainder of the game.
So now Taris being marked by Guara. Are we just talking about how Bulawayo Chiefs coming into this game? They haven't won so many games, having won 1 from the 8, 4 draws as well, and 3 losses. That has been an easy start for the team. And also, they haven't won at home this season, but this could be the first time, if they maintain this lead and probably go for a second and third, could be the first time they win at home this season.
That's why this game is so important for them. It plays a lot in terms of what that season is probably going to be coming on to the other games that are following. And if you don't have that home form, you're probably not going to be getting those away 3 points.
Now, good defending from the edge of the box, but resilience coming in from Bulawayo Chiefs. Good play to just fend off away the danger. But Brian Musa loses possession. George Majika looking to cross one into the box, but a wayward pass. Elvis Moyo darting forward, but the pass to let him go on his paces is just a poor one. Now Itai Mabunu finds Tulan Joseph in midfield. Tairis Waungu. Not so much of a midfield display. We haven't seen any midfield prowess coming from either side. Really avoiding playing in through this midfield channel. Every other pass is either on the left flank or the right flank. Want to see that midfield battles, and it's something that they're not giving us.
Yeah, definitely a cause for concern for both teams, especially Chicken Inn. Losing position, they quite carelessly again. I think they would want to take better care of the ball if they're to get back into this game. Bulawayo Chiefs, on the other hand, still playing well in front.
And another one that Itai Mabunu manages to just fend off his attacker there. After 34 minutes, as we are edging closer to the half-time break, it's still 1-0 in favor of Bulawayo Chiefs, who before this encounter hadn't scored in 3 home games. Now Upmore doing so much well to keep the ball. George Majika, quick 1-2, chest control, but last-ditch defending. Good anticipation from the defender. Exactly what you want to see. Masaza, they just being clutch at the right time to fend off any form of attack. Now Bulawayo Chiefs can clear. And it's a chicken in ball. Ooh, you don't want to be doing that as a player. After the ref has blown off his whistle, you don't want to be found kicking the ball away. Waiting to see what Venezia Zulu. And he has issued a first yellow card. And I think that was just rather clumsy and reckless from Guara. There was no need for him to kick the ball away. It wasn't even his foul to begin with.
Yeah, I think you would do much better to know that that's a straight yellow card, no questions asked. And after just scoring the most important goal for your team, you don't want to be getting a yellow card for no reason like that. There's still a long way to the final whistle. I think Bulawayo Chiefs should remember that. But good play from Chicken In. That layoff, chase layoff from Rwendo there in the box looks like it's going to be key in what Chicken In is going to be trying to do.
Another long ball into the box, looking for Chicken In forwards. Itai Mabune going forward also to attack it. Very tall player. One thing that is exciting about this encounter is there's so many records that are going to be broken this afternoon. And a good clearance away. Before that clearance, Max, you're talking about how Chicken In have only won 3 of their last 16 away games. And also they haven't lost to Bulawayo Chiefs in 6 attempts. And they haven't gone to half-time losing. If it stands like this, Bulawayo Chiefs could be the team that dismisses all of these records that we're just currently seeing this afternoon.
Well, if the stats are anything to go by, definitely still some time for that to come back to normalcy. But they've responded very well. I think they've put on the pressure on Bulawayo Chiefs, and probably not winning as much games as they would have liked away from their own turf, but Ndiraya coming in through, probably wanting to change that.
Chicken In fans also trying to see how they can influence the game from the terraces.
The 12th man. I think the best they can do is to sing, isn't it?
Yeah. Another cross into the box. Still a chance to re-deliver into the box in too high. And it's just gone out for a throw-in in possession of Chicken In. Brendan Rendo to deliver one long throw into the box. The fake of Chinotenda Chiviringa, who has been busy this afternoon, keeping the scoreline as is. Now just Tulani Joseph flicking into the back of his head. Still in the air. And Chicken In finding it easy to win fouls. Going forward now, a very, very good free kick in a very promising position.
Yeah, very important for Bulawayo Chiefs to be making sure that they don't concede here. 38 minutes and a very few minutes left to go to halftime. You want to be going into that dressing room still with that 1-0 lead. If Chicken In can find the equalizer here, I think that will definitely give them the push to try and go and win this one. It's too much to do for Bulawayo Chiefs. They have to be away here. Make sure that they keep this one out.
So now a free kick for George Majika. Looks like it's going to be going direct. Doesn't beat the first man on the wall. Now Arthur Masiwa was trying to go on a counter.
Yeah, poor from Majika there. I think the wisest thing was to put on a cross in the box with his players lining up. We just saw how desperate Bulawayo Chiefs were on those corners, not being able to clear their lines quite well. And if he was to flight a ball into the box there, that was probably going to be the best of the decisions. And keep on the pressure on Bulawayo Chiefs.
Tundera still animated on the byline. Not exactly the type of first half you wanted to see from his side. Was really promising in the pre-match interview. Was talking about how much they understand the game that is at hand, but it doesn't look like it's quite translating well with how Chicken Inn are playing this afternoon.
Yeah, it's one of those where the games that you would think they're going to be easier turn out to be the most difficult ones, especially if Bulawayo keep on playing more. I don't think one goal would decide this one. I think probably more goals are to come, but Bulawayo would want it to stay this way until the 90 minutes.
Elvis Moyo to restart play with a free kick into the box. They lose possession. Now Brian Musa will try to keep it in play. He's successful. Musa, first time cross after beating George Majika. You would have thought they was going to try to beat his man as well. Again, after taking the ball from George Majika.
Yeah, good play from Musa. Not just being able to put on the cross and that final pass that you're always talking about. But good pressure now to relieve some pressure on themselves.
Now Moyo losing the ball. Good defending. Coming in clutch. Now Fernando. When he thought that the foul was going against him, it's actually for them. Chicken Inn. Almost looks like it's a matter of organization for this Chicken Inn side. So confirmation of the scores again. Jimu Junior Guara in the 11th minute. And from there, it hasn't been easy for either side. The young fans also part of the proceedings this afternoon. Now Brandon Rando could have wanted to put a foot on it. Now Musa being main marked by two men, doubling up on him. Now Guara doing so much good with the hold-up play. Moyo turning quite well and decides to put away the pressure. Experience now coming into play from Elvis Moyo. Bulawayo Chiefs going forward. And Tyrese coming in to just weed away that attack.
Good play from Bulawayo. That's definitely what they need to continue doing. Make sure they keep possession and frustrate Chicken Inn. Try to get those fouls. And that's the only way to stay in the game. If you try to defend for the rest of the game, you're probably going to be conceding.
Now Musa will try to beat his man Shiandindi, but he's just been beaten in this physical battle. But he's been a bright spark this afternoon after 42 minutes. Brian Musa, very physical, showing intent in everything that he's doing.
Yep, just until that theoretical jump, trying to get the free kick. But a good play from Bulawayo. It's a very good response after sustaining so much pressure from Chicken Inn.
Defensive header. Ball goes out into touch. Narendo to Tyrese. Tyrese with a very poor cross, trying to deliver one into the box. Guara finds Masiwa. Then Guara, who is marked by Itai Mabunu, and wins a free kick in the process. A frustrated figure of Guara, they after picking up that yellow card moments earlier. It was rather clumsy from him. A man you'd expect to do so much more in understanding the game. That the moment you do that, you're set to be penalized.
Yeah, definitely. But just that handball, I think that was the cry from the Chicken Inn players. That bounce on his hand, I think it was out of his control, and the referee couldn't see that one unless we had VAR maybe.
So trying to deliver one to the box. Itai Mabuno clears. A chance for Chicken Inn to start going forward. Hapmore. So much traffic ahead of Chicken Inn.
No, Bulawayo Chiefs don't want to disrupt Chicken Inn and make sure that they don't have the ball all to themselves. They've had their play of their own, and I think going into the halftime break, they'll be looking forward to do more of that in the second half.
Now Sefu trying to set himself up for a delivery, but it was just an overcooked pass. And Benjani and Costill and Terraces being part of the viewership as much as we are too. Alphys Moyo has been quite unfortunate with the number of injuries that he has to face in his career, but a very good defender on his day. You could see the experience that we're talking about with the way he turned and just started to recycle play.
Yep, a very key player for Bulawayo Chiefs this afternoon as well. 1 minute on, going into the break, Alphys Moyo knows so much how difficult the second half is going to be if they're going to be collecting the 3 points this afternoon.
Melikai Ngube. Shiandindi. Itai Mabunu. Alphys Moyo. Alphys Moyo winning that one with so much ease after pressure had been applied by Dangmo Hapmo. I mean, it's quite exceptional, Alphys.
If there's anything called the commentator's blessing, we all know about the case.
Melikai Ngube.
Well, Bulawayo Chiefs definitely happy of the two teams going to the break after getting that one goal in the first half. I think they'll do so well if they can protect their lead.
And that's confirmation of the first 45 minutes coming to an end here at Barbourfields, where Chicken Inn conceded in the 10th minute through Jimu Junior Guara, who found it easy to strike one, just went to the near post, beating Donovan Bennett. There has been a game, a first 45 that's been lackluster in chances created, which I believe is going to be a chance for the two managers to work on during the 15-minute break. But what a game so far we have seen. Mark's overall thoughts as we head into the break.
Yeah, a very good lead for Bulawayo Chiefs. They still have a lot of work to do, especially that man Guara also in front. If they are going to get a second goal, and as we just see, his finish there quite technical. Cries for handball before that, but either way, I think he took it so well on the bounce into the back of the net, and Chicken Inn have all to do in the second half, and I think it's going to be a very exciting second half. Just the ball hitting his hand with his left arm up. The referee, I think, didn't see it first time, as well as the linesman, but the linesman did have his flag up, and we just saw that goal being confirmed. Doesn't matter anymore. I think it's all about the second half coming up.
So we got a break and hope you see you in the last 45.
Right from the city of kings and queens at halftime, Amakosi Amashle won. That's the home side. And the Gamecocks, Chicken Inn, nil. Godswill Guara coming in there with a long, well, not just outside the penalty box. There was a bit of a controversy. The far side assistant referee seemed to have the flag up. But then after consultation with the referee, Venancio Zulu, a goal was given to Bulawayo Chiefs. So they go there to the break, leading by 1-0. Can it change in the second half? Well, that will be the big thing. Right, we've just been joined by staunch Liverpool supporters. That's Joseph Nkani. We call him Jose here. And I can tell you that Liverpool take on Crystal Palace in a game that's kicking off in about 10 minutes or so. So you can understand his, well, I don't think his heart is at Anfield, not now. It will only be at Anfield after this game, but let's say hello to Jose. It's always good when you're around.
Yes, indeed, CNN is good. You never walk alone. And I sacrifice that match to come to be with you here to look at the game where the Gamecocks are so far trailing by 1-0 to Bulawayo Chiefs, Amakosi Amahle. And which is a game that I think generally over the past few encounters between the two teams, Chicken Inn have dominated. You know, they've had their dominance over Bulawayo Chiefs. And I think Bulawayo Chiefs will continue in this game, hoping to return the favor and hopefully get all 3 points.
Let's see what happens there. It's number 14. That's Bulawayo Chiefs taking on number 8. Number 14, Bulawayo Chiefs taking on number 8, Chicken Inn. That's the log standings, according to the log standings. I can tell you that these are the halftime scores, and one or two surprising ones. I think one surprising one. I can tell you that at the Hart Stadium, it's FC Hunters, the Clever Boys nil, Triangle United, the Sugar Boys nil. At Ngoni Mo Stadium, it's the Panthers Moors nil. Scotland, Mavira no, nil. At Wadzanai, Simba Bora, Chinuchedu 2. Pure Platinum Play, FC Platinum nil. Ngezi Platinum 1, Agama 2. Tel 1 nil, Rentals nil. Bulawayo Chiefs, leading by 1-0. And Manika Diamonds and Hard Rock 0-0, a late kickoff because Manika Diamonds arrived late at the match venue in Chiredzi in Gibo. Right, highlights of the first half. And Chief Justice, Bulawayo Chief started like a house on fire, but gradually Chicken Inn took control. But it was a good start by Amakosi Amahle.
Yeah, slow start for Chicken Inn, which made the Bulawayo Chiefs to capitalize. They got an early goal in the first 10 minutes, which is very important. According to Plan Nikadzino, I think he is smiling for that goal. It came at the right time. It's very important, especially then you start seeing off the game. Chicken Inn are trying, by all means trying, but especially in the width, they are not doing enough. You find it difficult, especially as a team, the way they are playing. They've got roving fullbacks that are going forward, but they're not bringing in any crosses. So it's quite a difficult game for Chicken Inn, and you find it difficult for them. Melika, who is in central midfield for Bulawayo Chiefs, controlling, taking everything on the floor, trying to bring it forward here for Guara, who is giving some sorts of problems, the goal scorer as well. So, it's a quite not stable Chicken Inn. They are not doing it. They are failing to at least 3-4 passes. It's failing up. You need to at least control the game, get into positions. 1 or 2 times they got some set piece, long throw into the box, but no one is taking them. Everything they are losing it, so they are not doing enough to win the game.
Yes, not doing enough to win the game there. And we saw a little bit of the Undertaker. That's Benjani Maruwari. Of course, tomorrow his side take on the Green Machine, the log leaders, sitting there with his long-time allies, Agent Ajira Sau and Zemura Zenzo Moyo there, just watching the game. And yes, tomorrow, make a date with us. I know you always make a date with us here, but just to remind you again, we bring you the game from Emagumeni. We are staying in Bulawayo, where we will bring you Highlanders. Yipozo Iboso taking on the Green Machine. Kepe Kepe Bora, Caps United. So that's the game we bring you tomorrow. But today, we're coming to you live from Babafield Stadium. Well, the commentary match is we are still coming from Pockets Hill here. And the 1 or 2 surprising scorelines, I say, there's Simba Bora 2, FC Platinum nil, and Ngezi Platinum 1. Agama 2. We will be talking about that later, but this is only half-time there, so we will see what happens. Right. What do you think? We're going to see the goal from God's Will Aguara there. Jose, I don't know. The far side assistant referee put the flag up, but in the end, it was given to Bulawayo Chiefs. Yeah. Anything wrong with that?
No, I didn't say anything wrong with that goal from Bulawayo Chiefs. For me, it was a legitimate goal that was sent in from the right wing. And then, of course, there was an exchange of passes. And then Guara there took his shot properly on the volley, and he placed it on the bottom corner for the goalkeeper, Bernard Donovan, who could not do anything besides to pick up the ball from the net. But I think for me, it was a clean goal. It was not worthy of us or the match officials calling it off as it were. So I think worthy of a goal from Bulawayo Chiefs.
With you have a goal from Amakosi Amashle, who really want to pick up the 3 points because they are just one place above the relegation zone. I know it's early days yet, but Chief Justice was just saying to me, legendary, you keep saying early days, early days. Last year, Isuzu, he's saying Dimbare, you know. Isuzu, legendary. Takanga taenda ne early days. We should go to early days, right? We take a look again at the highlights. Chief Justice, no more talk about Dimbare for now. Let's have a look at those highlights.
No, I think it's a great goal from Guara there, and poor marking from Chicken Inn. You know, a long ball. You look at, they've got some big boys at the back. Itai is there, he's a big boy, but they're losing it to Musa, who headed it down before Guara finishes off. I think a great goal for Bulawayo Chiefs, and it's important that they are taking the lead right now, and they are in control for me. For me, they are in control because they are leading in terms of goals. So they are looking for anything that is coming up. In the second half, you just bring in some good players to control and manage the ball. Look at their midfield. It's so much out with Melika, very good experience as well with Islanders, and also there's Msio, who played for Dynamos as well. They know how to control, especially look at what it is. There's Fernando for Chicken Inn and the Tulani Joseph. They are not doing enough. They're not getting any good ball and good supply for Majika. Majika is dropping into the midfield, trying to get the ball going forward, which is a difficult way to play. Only have to go through the wings, whereby they should be bringing in some crosses, but it's quite difficult because Bulawayo Chiefs are not giving them any chance to go through the wings. Every time they go on the wings, especially on the right side, on the left side of Bulawayo Chiefs, there's Moyo, who is very, very good in terms of experience. All the past years he's been playing in that position. So you understand the cross and how to block a cross. It's quite difficult for Tundra and Dira, especially in those areas. Those are key areas where one wants to win a game. You have to utilize those spaces which are coming in, especially the third in the central midfield and in the wings.
It looks like it's going to be an enterprising second half, especially if you look at how Stanza is going to plan to want to come back into this game, because I don't think he's not too familiar, or he's not too used, I will say, with losing 2 games on the trot. We saw it at Scotland last year when he bagged the title. The year before at Simba Bora, he was never one for that. So Jose, how do you think Stanza is going to approach the second half?
Yes, when I looked at the Chicken Inn lineup, I saw Stanza playing a 5-4-1 formation, and which I think he was going to deploy more of wing play on either side, which of course we realized we didn't see that coming from the side of Chicken Inn. So I think coming into the second half, Stanza and I want to look at how we can push more men forward. You know, yes, maybe congest the midfield, where I think the battle has been lost from the Chicken Inn perspective, and then have more men in the midfield, push one more man from the defense. An ultra defensive 5-4-1 formation for me won't work. So maybe let him push more men up front, congest the midfield, have control over the midfield, and then free up your at least 2 strikers up front to finish up your moves. Because right now, Chicken Inn have lost it in the middle of the park. The few times that they've tried to penetrate, they've lost possession too soon and too quick for my liking, for them to punish Chicken Inn. So which I think has been the biggest undoing. So Stanza and Diraya, look into your midfield patterns, make sure you control the midfield, and then create opportunities for the Cameroonian striker, who is actually alone up front, and he definitely won't be having as much opportunities for him to exploit.
Well, yes, Jose Nkani, they just... no, he's not talking about Liverpool and Crystal Palace. No, he's talking about Bulawayo Chiefs and Chicken Inn. All right, so what do you think will happen in the second half? We'll be going there just now, but let's quickly find out from Chief Justice what he thinks senior ninja coach John Nyikadzino is up his sleeve on behalf of Amakosi Amashle Bulawayo Chiefs.
You know, I think it's just to upset the opponent. You know, you just have to continue, utilize the 2 central midfielders who are ball players. let them play. Short passes going forward. It's been difficult for Chicken Inn until Chicken Inn has got a positive way to neutralize that. But in terms of this game, if you look at it in midfield, they don't have chance, Chicken Inn. The Bulawayo Chiefs are doing everything. Look at the way they are structuring going forward. It's good for them. And the long ball, which is coming from Chicken Inn, is good for them because its second ball has been won by Bulawayo Chiefs. So for me, I think you stay with that a little bit more. Then if you see Chicken Inn trying to neutralize, then bring in maybe Denzel Mapoa, who has got speed going forward. You try to build on counter-attack. Then at least you can be balancing your game. They'll be scared as well. Then they go back to defend.
Right, let me just give you an update once again about the other matches. We've got a total of 7 games happening tomorrow. Highlanders take on Caps United and Dynamos, of course. I'll let Chief Justice tell you who Dynamos are playing. FC Hunters nil, Triangle United nil, Mons nil, Scotland nil, Simba Bora 2, FC Platinum nil, Gezi Platinum 1, Agama 2. This is at Belbab Stadium, eh? Tel 1 nil, Rentals nil, and Manica Diamonds nil, Triangle United nil. Jose, you something, maybe a change?
Yeah, Tel 1 are trailing by 1-0 to Rentals.
All right,
Yes.
that must have been scored just...
yeah, maybe just before half time.
Yeah, okay,
yes,
just before half time.
Yes.
Wow. Oh, the students doing it again. And I don't know, do we have a scorer there, Jose?
No,
It's
not
not Ralph
to this update,
again.
Not according to my update yet, yes. Yeah.
Right, okay, so the students are leading Tel 1. Right, it's time for us to go back to the city of kings and queens at Emagumeni at Barberfields and rejoin Tindo Tendai Sibanda. We're sitting alongside Makela Maxwell Mandizhidza. We'll be talking to you at the end of the 90.
So welcome back. We are almost set for the second 45 here at Barberfields for this Bulawayo derby. A derby of this kind. Second time these two teams are meeting up. The first time they played, it was in the Provincial Independence Cup clash, where Bulawayo Chiefs won by 3-2 in a penalty shootout. They have a chance again to settle matters this afternoon. The first time this season, having last played in 2024. Bulawayo Chiefs got relegated, picked themselves up, became champions in the southern region, and this time they've come back again. They believe they were in Division 1 by mistake and in Kasolaga Premier League by virtue of them being the side that they are. Now, as we gear up for the second half, we just wait for confirmation of any substitutions, which almost looks like Chicken Inn will be making the first substitution of the game. Tulani Joseph, rather, a double substitution rather for Bulawayo Chiefs, as Nube will be coming on in place of Arthur Masiwa. Very bright spark in the first half, and Mate will also be coming on. Almost looks like it's an injury-induced substitution. Then Amen Saiti will be coming off. Anesu Amen Saiti. So a pound-for-pound substitution, and then is being replaced by Nkosilati Ngube. So that's confirmation of the whistle that gets us underway. Venasio Zulu, the man with the whistle. So Maxwell, what do you think was the talk between Chicken Inn and Tondera Ndiraya as we were getting it up for the second 45?
Yeah, I hope they spent little time on whether there was a goal or not, because unfortunately it does stand, the clear handball before that goal was scored. But the linesman did have his flag up, and the referee went all the way, Zulu, to have a conversation with him.
So now Chicken Inn, a chance to equalize. But that chance was just wayward after that set piece that they got to the edge of the box. Fernando with an open, rather the striker, Dangmo Hapmo, with a very clear chance of just tucking the ball into the far post. Having done so much well to fend off his markers. That last ball into the back of the net, really disappointing. But what an equalizer it could have been. What a response it could have been.
Yeah, very good start to the second half for Chicken Inn, and they need more of that.
Now trying to go at it alone after a quick 1-2. And also confirmation of the scores at Ngoni Stadium. Moors and Scotland still nil or Simba Bora leading by 3 goals to 2 against FC Platinum. FC Platinum trailing by 2 goals to 1 against Agama. And Tel 1 at home trailing to Erenchos by a single goal to 0. But that's last chance from Bulawayo Chiefs. Done everything perfectly well. The moment they got to the edge of the box, just went for a selfish decision instead of playing the runner that was on his right.
Yeah, not giving us a chance to even talk about the previous Chicken Inn chance. They have more those strike almost hitting the top right bottom corner there. But a very good start for them. Then on the other end, Bulawayo Chiefs, I think they could have been more careful with the ball, a little bit careless there on that break. But a decent start to the second half. Only a few minutes in tonight, and it looks like we're probably not going to be sitting for that one goal for a long time. I do have a feeling that there are probably more goals coming in this game.
So these two teams have played a total of 10 fixtures since 2018. And then coming into this game, Chicken Inn has won 5. Then it's drawn 2. Only Bulawayo Chiefs winning 2. And this could be their 3rd win of all the 11 times they have met, including this one. Now Itai Mabunu just progressing forward.
Yeah, Chicken Inn probably going to be pushing more players forward, and Bulawayo Chiefs who do have those chances on the counter, like we just saw they, and Chicken Inn also have to be wary about those counter breaks from Bulawayo Chiefs. I think they'll try to play a fair game and not sit back too much, and if they do invite the pressure, I think that'll be quite telling for Bulawayo Chiefs. And they still have to continue just playing the way they were, especially towards the end of the first half, where they were stretching Chicken Inn in the midfield and also on the flanks. I think that will work better for them.
Bulawayo Chiefs not the best order of play. Now Ngongo recollects, and then he wins a foul in the process. Tulani Joseph not doing so much well to keep possession. Now Nkosilati Nure, the man who came in at the 45th minute mark, coming into the second half. Movement on the touchline for Chicken Inn players. Linot Chukua, the man who spent last season at Scotland, also amongst the Chicken Inn bench, came back to the club that he did so much well before making that expensive transfer. Didn't get so much game time at Scotland, considering the galaxy of stars Scotland do have.
Yeah, I think he made the right decision, just coming to a team where you probably get more game time and keep yourself on the playing field.
Now both teams trying to play in that middle of the park. And Chicken Inn winning position. A drop ball from Venasia Zulu. Hapmo, a striker who's been doing quite well in terms of hold-up play, and he does win a foul, but it looks like he's in antagonizing pain. Was just nudged in the lower back from the defenders, came on him quite strongly, and now they have a chance to capitalize on set pieces. They are looking for that equalizer.
Yeah, that can be painful sometimes, as we just see there on the replay. Probably falling a little bit awkwardly on the hip. Hapmo with their chance early into the second half, they wouldn't want to be losing him, and there's up and about. Good sign for Chicken Inn and a very good position for a set piece.
So now Chicken in, puts one into the box, trying to turn. But the defenders were quite aware of how he wanted to maneuver through. Now Donovan Bennett, the captain for the day, sending it forward again. Now up more, but just too quick for him. The ball. Chinotenda Chiviringa can then collect. Play through the left flank where Elvis Moy is operating. Was a very, very good sight in the first half. Now Brian Musa trying to take it first time, turn and shoot, but not the intended connection. Good run from Brian Musa coming in from the left side. A man who's super quick on his feet. Brendan Randall losing position, as was looking for George Majika. Now Brian Musa again, trying to be casual, trying to show a little bit of flair, and then he lost possession in the process.
Yeah, the game just opening up a little bit more here with Chicken in going for it, and Bulawayo Chiefs trying to pounce on the counter, and I think they've been doing so well. I think that would have been the coach's talk at halftime.
Mabunu then playing it to his left channel where Hikupembe is operating. Hikupembe to restart play with throw in a Chicken in way. Now Hikupembe, Tyrese Hikupembe. Kosilati Nwe being marked well by Tyrese Hikupembe. So if you're just joining us, this is the Bulawayo Derby here at Papa Fields. Bulawayo Chiefs are leading by a single goal to nil against Chicken Inn, who I believe Tondera Indiraya wouldn't want to suffer a back-to-back defeat in this derby. Suffered a 3-1 loss to Highlanders and could be handed a second defeat again if you're not considering the Independence Cup clash over the weekend.
Yep, but I think it still does have some options on the bank. You know, talking about Sikua as well, a very good striker, and the likes of Francis Mustafa, the midfield, who can change a game. Still some options for him, and very early into the second half, I think he'll be looking for the changes and thinking about the changes. Tondera Ndiaya with the time just running away, and just to see probably an upcoming change, maybe a double substitution from Chicken in.
So now a double substitution where Linoth Chukua seems to be part of the two players to be introduced by Tondera Indiraya. A good strike on his day, Linoth Chukua. Together with Raim Brinoa Katinji, the two players being given the set of instructions by the technical bench.
It looks like that will be two attacking changes from Diraya. I know so well that he needs 2 goals as it stands to get the 3 points.
Seems to be losing the ball quite a lot in that midfield, Bulawayo Chiefs, but now playing it through. Not the best pass, looking for the newly introduced player. We're quite active in that midfield, but it hasn't been the best pass so far from Shiandindi. Oh, just stepping up on his foot, and Bulawayo Chiefs do have a very, very good opportunity to double their advantage. Winning a free kick in a very, very dangerous area. Sabusi Keith Mate. So that's Mate just being brought down by Fernando.
Yeah, Mate winning a free kick in a very good position. The substitutes, they gelling so well into the team. after being put in at the break. And Chicken In, we have Ngobi and Moyo having a conversation about how they can make the best of this opportunity. A very good position for them, and with a very good strike, they could be getting their second goal here. And quite some concern as we just saw Ndiraya, they going back to his feet before he can make those two changes. And I think a lot rides on what Bulawayo Chiefs can do with the set piece. The captain as well lining up.
So Melikai Ngube together with Elvis Moyo standing behind the ball will try to line one up and double the advantage, but how good are they with the set pieces this afternoon? Melinkai rather not the best option in terms of dinking it one, and then they do double the advantage. Bulawayo Chiefs, it's Brian Musa torturing his former paymasters this afternoon. Talk about not thinking about where you came from, but rather thinking of how you're going to be going forward. Brian Musa with a fine take, 10 and shoot, managing to beat Donovan Bennett, who I believe hasn't been quite good between the sticks this afternoon.
Time for a drink for Bennett. 2 goals already now, and Bulawayo Chiefs will be quite happy with this one. On the rebound, I think Chicken In not clearing their lines quite carefully, and we were talking about how important the set piece was going to be in terms of how the game progresses, and just finding himself all alone. Musa turning, not even looking at the goal, and slotting it into the bottom right corner, and just giving it enough space to beat the goalkeeper, who was already coming in to cover his near post. A very good finish, low on the ground, and just there, nobody really watching Musa, and trickling in painfully into the bottom right corner, and it's 2-0 for Bulawayo Chiefs.
Donovan Bennett just putting some fingers to that ball, but not doing completely well to keep it from reaching the back of the net. Brian Musa coming in, doubling the advantage for Bulawayo Chiefs in this derby. Adding to the wars for Tondera Ndiraya. It might be back-to-back defeats for Tondera Ndiraya and Chicken In, but good play altogether. Melinkai Ngube with not the best delivery into the box, but Brian Musa doing so much well to just capitalize on that. The ball was lingering in the box, and he just took care of it.
Well, I think Johnny Gazino will be quite happy with that second goal from his team. Brian Musa as well as Guara, probably 2 of the best players from the first half as well, and finally Musa getting his own goal. Now 2 goals to the good. Bulawayo Chiefs will think that they're probably on their way to their first win of the season at home.
So if it ends after 90 minutes as is, Bulawayo Chiefs would have picked their second win of the season. The first one came away in Shamba against Agama, and it has been difficult for them. A couple of draws and losses here and there. Now Chicken In, up more. Leonard Shukua trying to get into action with his first attempt. Now first time cross from Brandon Rendo. Chiandindi there to just stop anything from materializing, and goal kick is the initial call.
Probably the substitutions now coming through, and Tondera Ndiraya knows that it's all about slowing the game and controlling it from Bulawayo Chiefs as they make another substitution now. It's been a very difficult start to the second half for Tondera Ndiraya. We had a goal to deal with, now 2 goals to deal with. It's probably going to be much more difficult for them to come back into the game.
The man who opened the scoring for Bulawayo Chiefs and just under 10 minutes has been substituted at the hour mark. That is Jimu Junior Guara, and on for him comes Panache Rain Shoko. A good afternoon for Guara, who picked a very, very clumsy yellow card after having kicked the ball away when the match official had blown his whistle.
Yeah, good game from Guara. And questions about that goal in terms of Yenbo, but a very good finish nonetheless. And I think a little bit more defensive now, Bulawayo Chiefs, as we get to the last 8 minutes of the second half.
So after an hour of football has been played here at Barberfield, it's Bulawayo Chiefs that's leading by 2 goals to 0. And it seems like there's no reason for them to stop at this point. If anything, they could be going for a third and even more. Chicken Inn have been playing probably their worst football this season. It's not a very good outing, not a very good display, especially coming back from a derby defeat against Highlanders, and in another derby they haven't really picked themselves up. Now Hapmore, Melinkai Ncube coming in to stop the tracks of the very pacey striker, and he gets the second yellow card of the game. 2 yellow cards for Bulawayo Chiefs this afternoon. The first one going to the just substituted Guara.
Yeah, we're probably going to be seeing more of those fouls coming through from Bulawayo Chiefs, and Tondela Ndiaye trying to get his team forward and trying to get probably the first goal and the equalizer. And time really running out, and you don't want to be losing 2 in a row after having won 2 in a row. You want to be going on a run, and this is probably going to be derailing them from those fortunes.
So Fernando puts one in. Tinotenda Chiringa collects with no problems.
And definitely that's not the way to get back into the game. You probably want to be trying to play it more into the box where your players can get a chance of on the rebound. Now probably the pressure piling now on Chicken Inn.
The ball being played aerially now. Throw in for Chicken Inn. The team would want to end the afternoon with probably an equalizer, trying to salvage something here. Now Mapunu sending it forward, looking for Hapmore. Mate now. Mapunu. So much space in midfield. Now Shiandindi. Mate in a duel with Mapunu. Now Melinkai Ncube. Bulawayo Chiefs knocking it around and leaves it for Chicken Inn to collect. Now Mate trying to find the fit of Brian Musa. Now Donovan Bennett. And considering the philosophy that Tondela Ndiaye usually goes on about, that if you're given an opportunity as a goalkeeper, if you lose a game, then your sport is taken. I don't think this is an afternoon that is going to do justice to Donovan Bennett. I think his sport, as he is knowing right now, has already been conceded and is going to be given to Mvula. So I think he talks about quality. He says that the only time you can do that as a coach is because you know that you have quality, and Donovan Bennett knows that Mvula will be back between the sticks in the next game week.
Yeah, Donovan Bennett, also the captain, probably not having a very good afternoon this time around. It's been a very good attacking display from Bulawayo Chiefs on the moments that they've gotten the ball. And the first goal, I think it was a very good finish from that man on your picture. But the second one, I think Bennett could have done well, getting easy fingertips onto it, but not just enough to stop the ball from going in. And as a keeper, I think you're already worried about whether you're going to be playing the next game or not.
Well, the next match day could be against the mighty Dynamos, the team that is on the rise. 7 million fans will be awaiting. Will Timon Mvula do justice with this call-up? So now a free kick at the edge of the box for Chicken Inn. Leonard Chukua standing behind it. Hapmore also behind it. Looks like he's going to be the designated taker of this one. Now it's Chukua and Hapmore. Hapmore! And good clearance from Shiandindi, just jumping in time to deflect it away from goal.
Yeah, frustrated with himself there, but I think it was a good, decent attempt. Not just getting the height that he would have loved there to clear the defense.
So it's been a good outing so far here at Baba Field's match day number 9. Bulawayo Chiefs leading by 2-0. Now long throw into the box. Who's there to take charge of it? You'll be expecting to see the late run of either number 10, maybe Elenoth Chukua, to just stick it in. Now playing it on the far side of the box. Chukua. Now defense can turn into attack for Bulawayo Chiefs. Brian Musa. Yes, Mate alone in the box, and it's the offside flag has been raised. Maybe the run of Brian Musa was a touch too soon. But had he been left to play, maybe we're going to be seeing a third one. Now Melinkai. Well, seems communication between Venasio Zulu and his assistants has been somehow a little bit on the negative side. The offside flag was raised, but then play was left on to continue.
Oh, today, that's why we talk about those communication kits for the match officials to be used consistently, and that will make it easier for them to communicate. And we just saw the linesman had his flag up for a long time before the referee could actually realize that the flag was up and the play was continuing.
So now quick 1-2s. Can deliver one into the box. Going for the spectacular. And then still on the edge of the box. Could not do so much well to keep the ball between the crossbar and the ground to give themselves a lifeline. First it was Fernando. But he could not just do justice to give his side who was desperately in need of a goal this afternoon.
Yeah, good cross coming in there. And that first attempt, almost a miscue, bouncing on a Bulawayo Chiefs player. And then on the rebound there, good strike, well defended, with the chicken in players lacking. And on they trying the spectacular closer to the goal. And Hapmo just flying it away from the target. Close, but not so close for chicken in. And those are the chances you want to be taking as you try to get back into this game. And frustration for Ndira and the bench as well, the players as well, edging the Bulawayo Chiefs goalkeeper to get up on his feet.
Well, chicken in asking the necessary questions this afternoon. They are now looking for that consolation, and maybe if they do get it, go for an equalizer, salvage a draw maybe. Good run of play. Lenoth Chukua from the right side, delivering one of the best crosses so far into this game. Fernando not finding the target, but then Hapmo went for an acrobatic, and it just went over the crossbar.
Yeah, very good instinct from him, Hapmo. I think he's been one of the outstanding players so far for Chicken Inn, and he has been there trying to create those chances for them as time continues to tick away. Almost 20 minutes plus, of course, the referee's optional time remaining, but Ndira knows so well that now time is no longer on his side.
So confirmation of the scores here at Papa Fields. Jimmy Junior Aguara in the 11th, Brian Musa in the 56th. Now almost 20 minutes left of normal regulation to play. Mabunu, not the best passer of the football, Mabunu. Good defender. But passing is not really his area expertise. And a foul on Musa was just trying to cut inside. It's been a thorn. And there's Chicken Inn's defense. He's been a bright spark. And if given room, he's going to be sparking more. There's nothing that this defense could have done to stop him. He's been good.
Yeah, very good from Musa. Just switching the flanks now. He was on the left side when he scored that second goal. Now coming to the right flank and terrorizing the Chicken Inn defense. They're getting another very good free kick for his team, and they can definitely take their time as we see Chiwunga just being ready there for Chicken Inn. It's all or nothing now for Tundra in the air and his side.
So confirmation of the substitution, 28 for 42. It's going to be Masiwa who is going to be leaving his post. Temptation Chiwunga then is taking his spot, almost a like-for-like substitution. Now Brendan Rendo. Mapuno clears. Brendan Rendo, the second time he's misplaced a pass, this time with the chest control. He was trying to pass it with his chest. Musa being pushed from behind. Then Donovan, this time with no troubles, collects. So Chukua asking for it, play it through. Now Leonard trying to deliver another one as he did earlier, playing it through. Brendan Rendo, now first time cross. Masiwa, and then Tunatenda Chiviringa saves it, parries it away for a corner kick. Asking the right questions now.
Yeah, on the edge, the chicken in bench there, but good play from them, and getting another good set pieces opportunity with a corner kick here.
So now delivery into the box. Straight for Chukua. The traffic is heavy. Second attempt, but this time it's wayward. It is the type of response that we'd have expected from the moment they conceded the second one, chicken in. But they are now finding it easy to play in the final third. And you just saw those two last attempts coming in fast and thick. Rahim Benua Katinji not just finding the perfect connection with that one to give chicken in a lifeline.
Yeah, Tulani Joseph again as well on that rebound, just blasting it over, and Bulawayo Chiefs won't be content if they're going to be attempting those from there, but good play from them, pushing forward and also reading another substitution. I think Diraya desperately wants something from this game, probably a point to do for him, but Bulawayo Chiefs have done so well. I think they've been able to control the game in moments that they've been able to, just frustrating chicken in and also going on good runs. You can mention Musa as well, who has been very athletic and quite industrious in front, also getting a goal for his team.
Now Brendan Rendo loses the ball to Mate, trying to put Brian Musa through. A man doesn't seem that he's going to be stopping anytime soon, Brian Musa. He likes going out on his paces. So there's also movement on the byline for chicken in. Tundera and Diraya making those substitutions, just trying to find something. Now holding on the ball, good hold up play, but being doubled up. Musa comes in at the right moment to take the ball away. Yep. Now Musa to Mate now. Now they can start moving forward. Crossfield pass. Just looking like that after banners were just coming into play, they're running out of steam. Couldn't do so much well to keep the ball in play. Ngube, probably not one of the most gifted players in terms of pace. You could see how much he was trying.
Yeah, a good try for him, and that's what you want to see from your players. The Bulawayo Chiefs still fighting for the ball. Ngube, they also coming in as a substitute and doing his best to keep his team in it.
Now Brian Musa, a man the fans who want to see on the ball, especially in this part of the pitch. Cross field pass. Looking again for Nkosilati, I believe. And that pass.
Yeah, the bench not really happy about that because you just want to keep position there. Make sure you even play it all the way back to your goalkeeper and take away much of the possession as you can from chicken in, because if you give it back to them, they're probably going to be coming on you. But good play from the Chiefs. I think their passing has been the best that we've seen so far, especially as they try to stretch this chicken in team.
Mapuru will definitely play it back to his goalkeeper. And continuing with what they were doing in the first half, now Bulawayo Chiefs are not pressing higher, allowing the opposition to make a mistake and then they pounce on it. Now Brendan Rendo. Cleared away out of danger by Bulawayo Chiefs. Mabunu. Now chicken in, going forward, starting to use their width. Masiwa trying to slip it in between the defense, but doesn't do so much well. Now Brian Musa again. Musa being dropped. Was he the last man? Almost looked like he was on course. Had he managed to just find his footing, and with that, it's a red card. Last man stopping Musa from going on his tracks. Lincoln Mangaira being forced off due to a red card. There was no way he was going to stop Musa.
Oh, super play from Musa, turning inside and getting fouled there, and now chicken in a man down. I think it has been wonderful to see how Bulawayo Chiefs have been releasing those runners. Musa running all day, covering most of the pitch, and Lincoln there finding himself wanting and just putting his head down. They're lost for words, and now they have to contain the last 13 minutes with the men down and also try to get into the game. But credit has to go to Bulawayo Chiefs and how they've approached this second half. I think John Nicazino has been very good at the halftime talk as well, stretching chicken in, frustrating them and not allowing them to play. Wonderful display of how to keep your lead here.
For Ndira, it never rains, but it certainly pours. After trailing by 2-0, he then gets a red card. If there were any dreams of an equalizer, they've definitely turned into nightmares. After all, nightmares are dreams too, and they do come true.
Definitely coming true later into this one. But good football. I mean, the substitute for Bulawayo Chiefs to keep Martin, I think it's been the game changer in that midfield. Being able to release quickly the runs that are coming in from Musa especially. I think Musa will be my pick for man of the match. Definitely, undoubtedly. Brilliant play for him as well as a goal on top.
What hasn't been an easy outing for Ndira and chicken in. The Gamecocks have surely been outplayed by the Ninjas this afternoon. Brendan Rando. And this sums up their performance. Not even accurate crosses coming into the box. Elvis Moyo starting to show a little bit of play with a back heel. Now ball play to the far side. The run of Shiandindi. Musa crying for it. And is that a hand? No penalty. Good defending. Now Tulani Joseph keeping it in play. The man who's been taken in charge, taking charge of the midfield. Not probably his best performance. It's been difficult.
Well, masterclass of substitution when Keith Marty came in. I think he has outplayed the likes of Mbede or Chicken in that midfield. And that's just given control to Bulawayo Chiefs. And I think they've done well not to sit back and allow Chicken in to come on them, and that's the reason actually why they got that second goal. So very good tactics here on display. And if you're a Bulawayo Chiefs fan, you would be wondering where this team was that was showing up this afternoon in previous games. But we mentioned those 2 draws that they did have, and now getting this win, I think it won't be a bad return for them. 5 points in 3 games.
Now trying to slip one through to just find a lifeline. And a disappointed figure, Ndira on the byline. Everything they've been trying hasn't been working well for them.
No, a disappointing face of Wendo. They not being able to get to that ball, just too much on the ball. He could have been in and keeping himself on the floor now, heads on his hips. I think he's played so well this afternoon for Chicken in despite the scoreline. The captain himself, Jonathan Bennett. I think It's all about now refocusing on the next game for Chicken Inn and trying to fix where they've done it wrong. But it's just that Bulawayo Chiefs have been extra good. I think they've done well after going go up and actually managing to keep control of some phases of the game, and that's how you win a game.
Snow Tender Chiviringa hasn't had a busy afternoon, probably a day that you would want to remember in office so far. It's been one of the most calmest afternoons here. And to think this is a derby, he hasn't been challenged enough. And maybe his thoughts coming into this game it was that he was going to be facing shorts after shorts. But the team afternoon so far, lackluster in terms of chance creation. A few players for Chicken Inn have really stepped up, and those that haven't managed to do so quite well. You talk of their striker Dangmo Hapmo. He has been trying to do everything alone, but he's not getting the service, he's not getting the support.
Yeah, not enough from Chicken Inn, as Ndira still continues to issue out some instructions in terms of how they can perform this miracle. 1 man down now, 10 men off Chicken Inn, still trying to get into the game. Still a little bit of time left, probably 10 minutes, including some optional time from the referee. And the Chicken Inn fans now dancing and grooving to the upcoming 3 points, they would imagine.
Well, a little bit of unity there. 2 men from Bulawayo Chiefs with a Chicken Inn man in the middle, all dancing. You then understand some fans are just football fans. Doesn't matter whether the team is winning or losing, as you saw that Chicken Inn fan in between the Bulawayo Chiefs fans. So double substitution as we have 8 minutes left to play. So that's Busiso, Ernest Dambo and Clive Junior Rupiah. Young fans now being allowed to get into the stadium as the match is drawing to a close. The candles are slowly dying in and we are only left with 7 minutes of normal regulation time. Cross into the box and just above the crossbar. Hapmo again. He's been the man who's been trying to do something for this Chicken inside. If there was an award for effort, definitely go to him this afternoon.
Yeah, of course, coming in from that corner kick there, and that head just bouncing too much and going all over the crossbar. And Chicken Inn, with time running out, their chances also running away. As another double substitution is being prepared by Bulawayo Chiefs, who are just winding down the game now after controlling it so well, and with still their 2 goals intact.
So Melikai Ngube, the captain, will see himself off the pitch being replaced by Dambo. He's been good, he's been fantastic, keeping things in order in that midfield. Played that free kick that then was put on goal by the man who's also being substituted, that is Brian Musa.
Yeah, Brian Musa, the best player for me for the game. They just seeing his goal on the 10, straight away with his left foot, striking it home into the bottom right corner, beating Donovan Bernard. I think he's been very good. He's done more than just scoring that goal. He has been stretching the Chicken Inn defense, running all from both flanks as well, whether right or left. I think he's been definitely the player of the match in this game. And what a winner, what a player, and what a performance this afternoon.
An opportunity for Bulawayo Chiefs to add a 3 or a 3rd one rather to what they already have. And match day 9 action just doesn't stop here. Tomorrow, the big one, same venue, same time. Islanders will be taking on Log Leaders Caps United. Number 10 versus number 1. Benjamin Ngwaruari will be taking on Tekshua Chiragwi. You saw him in the stands trying to get a feel of what it will be like tomorrow. It's definitely going to be a full house.
Yeah, it can be 3 years for Bulawayo Chiefs as they just try to.
And one tucked in. Played with the outside of the boot when it was easier to strike it with the right. Could have given Bulawayo Chiefs a 3rd one this afternoon, but just didn't go according to plan.
Yes, number 19, the substitute Panashe Ryan Shoko, they with a golden opportunity to score after just coming in. And I was just cut there and die, as they were about to explain. Bulawayo Chiefs could have gotten a third goal. I remember playing against 10 men now, but it has been a very good showing from them.
Now Masiwa playing in dangerous areas. Now a very ambitious shot from just the edge of the box, trying to give his team a lifeline or a consolation, but it hasn't been an easy afternoon for any of these chicken in players, even the team on the dugout as well. But just looking into the last chance that was wasted by Panache Raincho, well, you don't want to be wasting such opportunities for a team that had only scored 4 goals coming into this encounter. This could have been their 7th rather.
Yeah, that's why the bench was quite furious with him there, despite the 2-0 lead. And what a golden opportunity for him coming in as a substitute to get his goal. But I think all the way they've been good. I think a very decent game from them.
With 90 minutes almost up, confirmation of scores across Zimbabwe. FC Hunters and Triangle still nil all. Moors at Ngoni Stadium trailing by 1-0, courtesy of a Kama Billiard goal. Simba Bora leading FC Platinum by 3-0. Ngezi Platinum managing to salvage a draw with the game edging to a closer 2-2 against Agama. And then Till 1 trailing by a single goal to Herentos. Those are confirmation of the scores. And this afternoon here at Baba Fields, 2 to the good for the team in green. The Ninjas are playing quite well. I think going back to the dojo is something that they'll be really celebrating this afternoon.
Yeah, and if they can seal this win, it's all about building on it into the next game and take each game as it comes, and you don't want to celebrate too much this victory. Quite a sweet one, actually, regarding that. It's a Bulawayo derby, and Tendera showing his desperation on how you would have wanted a point this afternoon. But Johnny Kazino, what a masterclass of good substitutions as well, and good instructions to his players at that halftime. That halftime talk was crucial to the attitude that they came into the second half with, being able to stretch chicken in. Now also a man down because of that pressure that was a good play that was coming from Bulawayo Chiefs.
If it's any consolation for the football fans and chicken in fans across Zimbabwe and here in Bulawayo, remember the statement from the club is they're going through a rebuilding phase, and maybe they will be pardoned for such performances since it's still match day number 9. But I mean, it's only a matter of time they would start to want to see a string of results that are positive. Remember, they went on a 2. Now Mate being played through on the left. Mate, and the defense came in at the right time, last ditch defending to just fend away all that attack. Mate was through on goal. All he had to do was just maybe beat a couple of defenders, cut inside and whip it with his left. But Marx, you're talking about the rebuilding. Sometimes you win 2, you draw 2, and when it's bad, it's bad. And certainly as we are seeing this afternoon.
Yeah, quite poor from Chicken In. I think that will be the concern for Tondela and Diraya. It's the way you lose that matters. And they've had some very decent response as well, as we saw them trying to get back into the game. And still so many games left to play in the season. But it's all about getting those points by each game as it comes.
So a free kick as we edge to the end of the game. Now as we head into match day number 10, it's going to be Caps United who host Bulawayo Chiefs on the 2nd of May. And then Chicken In will be hosting Dynamos here again at Baba Fields. So they will be playing here for the third consecutive time. Here at Baba Fields, remember, against Islanders, today against Bulawayo Chiefs, and then they'll be hosting Dynamos. It's going to be a Baba Fields galore of football for Twendirai and Chicken In.
Yeah, busy schedule coming through, and also busy for the stadium itself, just like Rufaro Stadium in Harare, seeing so many games being played at those stadiums as well. Now 5 minutes later on, I think Bulawayo Chiefs will be thinking they're home and dry. But we've seen some drama unfolding in football. But as a goalkeeper, I think if you are Tinotenda Chirivinga, you really want to keep your clean sheet. and make sure that you celebrate the win on top of that clean sheet as well.
5 minutes will be what's added on by the fourth official, Leonard Shakur. A summary of how difficult it has been for Chicken Inn. Everything that they've been trying to do is not materializing. The moment they try to put a ball into the box, it's just been difficult for them. If it's a week of football they would really want to forget, I believe match week number 8 and match week number 9 have been something they would quickly want to put under the bed.
Yeah, definitely. But I think on the other side, Bulawayo Chiefs have just been brilliant. And it's not about the win only, it's about how you win and the positive attitude that these players have been showing as well. Even from the substitutes like Mateo have been brilliant. And also Melika and Ngube, Brian Musa, just to mention a few players. And even also Guara Jr. who scored the first goal. And I think they've been making life so difficult for Chicken Inn. And that's why they've been able to be in control of this game until now, where they are probably so close to that win.
So 4 minutes of the 5 added remaining. Bulawayo Chiefs comfortably leading, and they'll be trying to go forward, look for the third one. They had so many opportunities of adding to the 2 they already have. And crying for a free kick. But the figure of John Yikazino is quite composed. His team is leading, and he believes there's nothing that Chicken Inn will do with these last moments of the game. Mate. Now Leonard Chukua. Now trying to hit it. Ambitious effort, really. When you are trying to just look for something, Hapmore has been the man that has been trying. And you might also want to cut him some slack at this time. Everything that he has been trying, we talked about how he has been lacking the support. And in this instance, he saw the run of Leonard Chukua on the far side. And the only thing he could do was just try from distance.
Yeah, why not? 2 minutes remaining. I think he has been probably their best player for Chicken Inn, Hapmore. A good team there and just blasting it over. Also shows the frustration that he probably has. Because of his team failure to create more chances and to convert those chances.
No one's ball really at this moment. Both teams recklessly losing possession. And a confirmation of what we've been talking about. You talked about a commentator's curse or blessing. In this regard, we talk about something and it truly materializes. Both teams just losing possession willingly.
Well, for Bulawayo Chiefs, it's a matter of waiting for the whistle now. I think they've done all the hard work. They've been quite disciplined as well at the back and making sure that they keep the ball and quite precise with their passing, which is quite key as well in what they managed to achieve this afternoon. Frustration on Chicken Inn's bench as the captain, Bernard Donovan. You would know that he could have had a better game, especially that second goal, and think he could have done better. But just have to focus on the next game as well and forget about this one.
Less than a minute left to play at Bopper Fields match day number 9. Bulawayo Chiefs leading by 2-0. And with that, Venasio Zulu decides to stop the match. And it's Bulawayo Chiefs that ends this game victorious. 2 good goals from 2 good players. Jimu Jr. Guara in the 10th minute. And then in the 56th minute, it was Brian Musa putting a dent on any hopes of a comeback on his former paymasters. Tunderai Ndiraya back-to-back derby defeats. The first one midweek, Islanders 3, Chicken Inn 1. And this afternoon at Papa Fields, it is the Bulawayo Chiefs fans that will leave the stadium with so much celebration, so much elation, but dejection and rather maybe embarrassment for Chicken Inn. Not a good week for this team, but altogether a good game of football. This concludes Saturday fixtures here in Bulawayo. Marks, what a game.
Yeah, beautiful game, and the Bulawayo Chiefs fans celebrating wildly and enjoying themselves. I think it has been a very good performance from their team. wonderful display of tactical football, being able to keep that lead going to the break as well, adding on to that courtesy of Brian Musa in the 56th. And we thought that Chicken Inn still had enough time to come back in the game until they went on to concede the red card, and by then the game was lost. Bulawayo Chiefs sitting 14th before this game. Now this 3 points will probably change their fortunes on that log table as well. A little bit of worry for Tottenham and Diaya after losing 2 games in a row. And I think it's time for them to go back on the drawing board and try to actually recover from these 2 losses. Bulawayo Chiefs from 2 draws to getting a win. I think they're going in the positive direction. And well done to the coach, Johnny Kajino, and his team.
So 3 wins, 3 draws, and 3 losses for Twenderai Diraya, an even balanced season for them after having played 9 games. As they move into match day number 10, how are they going to respond against Aramos? It's been a fantastic day of football here at the Bubba Fields. Thank you, Marks, for their pristine analysis. Until next time, from me, Tendai Swan, in the main commentary gantry, it's goodbye.
Indeed, a victory for Amakosi Amahle against the Gamecocks right here at Baba Field Stadium as it ends 2-0. Goals are scored in the first half as well as in the second half. A goal apiece in that end. And joining me right now is, of course, the Chicken Inn coach, that is Twenderai, second consecutive defeat right here at Baba Field Stadium. Over assessment of the match today.
Yeah, it was a very difficult one, very difficult match. But this is the result that we got. What can we do? We got ourselves into this, so we just have to take ourselves out of it. Basically, I think we've been conceding soft goals. On Wednesday, we conceded 3 soft goals, and then today again, we conceded soft goals. Each time the ball is tossed into our box, we are failing to clear our lines. And in the end, we are really conceding. So that's something that we will try and work on. We didn't have much time to work on that since our midweek game against Islanders, but it's something that we really need to work on. And then naturally, when you get defeated like this, the players then are down. They lose confidence, and you could see that today, and being a derby again, you know, this has always been a bogey side for Chicken Inn. You could see fear in the players, but we tried our best to really psych them up for this match, and then in the end we conceded the way we conceded. And then the red cards didn't help matters. When we thought probably we could push numbers forward, probably we could try and come back into the game, we're then unfortunate again to get that red card. So in the end, when it's written, it's written. There's nothing you can do about it. We can control our performance, but really we can't control the results. All right, Coach, tough luck. I'm sure it's back to the drawing board for you to try and rectify some of those defense frailties for you. Thank you, Valentine. The season is still early, yeah, but what you want as a team is to probably keep pace with the top teams, but we still have time. This is match number 9, so there's still so much to play for. All right, thank you very much, Coach. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, that is Coach Twenderai Diraya for the Gamecocks. Chicken Inn defeated here by 2-0. And joining me in a few moments' time is, of course, the Amakosi Amahle Bulawayo Chiefs coach John Nikadzino, who is triumphant today. And of course, 4 points he has earned so far. That is, yeah, come through here, Coach. Right, Coach. Victory for you, of course, 3 points in a derby must be very important. And also looking at the fact that your midweek you traveled the long distance to Kariba, and to come back and prepare and win this one must be still victory for you.
Very much happy with the performance of the boys. Really surprised the way that they came to the party after traveling that long distance and playing under tough conditions. You know the temperatures in Kariba. I didn't expect them to give a good shift like this one. I'm surprised with the level of energies, the commitment. I'm very happy with what the players did, besides the result, but how they performed.
We saw how you set up your side today. There was a lot of fluidity, particularly up front, and solid the defense. Must be happy with the clean sheet as well.
Very much happy, especially we have scored in open play. Our strikers have scored. Like I said in the interview before the match, I said it's a matter of time. We got quite a number of chances, proper execution, but I will say the ZPC Wange goalkeeper was good. Today I'm happy we've managed to score.
All right, Coach, congratulations. You can go and enjoy with the lads.
Thank you very much.
All right, that was Coach John Nicazino there expressing joy with the victory that Amakosi Amahle Bulawayo Chiefs have. And today it gives them 4 points in a week after a draw at ZPC Kariba midweek and victory today against Chicken Inn, the Gamecocks in a derby that was on today. Well, I certainly hope you did enjoy this particular game. And of course, we'll be back tomorrow for another big encounter as Highlanders take on Caps United right here at Baba Field Stadium. As for now, my name is Valentine Mapugo. On behalf of the crew behind the scenes, let's take you back to the studio where Charles CNN Mabika, the legendary, is there holding forth together with John Kani as well as Justice Machavi.
Thank you very much, Vava. A very exciting game indeed, but sad news for all Chicken Inn supporters going down again for the second time in the week. 2-0, they go down to Amakosi Amahle. Well, I can tell you that with these, where the scores, with about a minute to go to full time, elsewhere, FC Hunters nil, Triangle United nil, Moors nil, Scotland 1, Kamabiliat getting his 5th goal of the season, Simba Bora 3, FC Platinum nil, Ngezi Platinum 2, Agama 2, Ngezi Platinum pulling 1 back, Tel 1 nil, Rentals 1, Ralph Gaondera again, the leading goal scorer in the country, getting his 6th goal. Bulawayo Chiefs, of course, 2-0 over Chicken Inn. And Manica Diamonds and Triangle United, it's about 15 minutes in the second half. It was a later kickoff. It's still goalless. As we see the highlights there, Jose, very disjointed in defense, especially Chicken Inn.
Yeah, well, Chicken Inn, I think for me, their biggest undoing was their defense. Look at their marking. They were actually exposed, and even the goals that they conceded, you could see that the Bulawayo Chiefs players were left unattended. Look at that. Receive the ball, turn and shoot onto the far post. Donovan could not do anything. And look at the number of red shirts that are defending the Chicken Inn box. And you wonder why. You know, maybe their distribution, the way they position themselves, they are leaving too much room. They actually left too much room for the Bulawayo Chiefs strikers to punish them. Yeah, on 2 occasions. And the 2 instances have actually decided where the points are going.
And Chief Justice, good news for Amakosi Amahle, eh?
Yeah, I think they capitalized, you know. Chicken Inn were not organized. For me, it's a sweet victory. And they deserved to win, you know, after a good, like the Nicazino said about the game he played in the midweek in Kariba, which was more difficult. Getting a win, 4 points in less than 4 days, I think is quite right. Okay. You know, for me, it's a great achievement. Good points, 2-0 in open play, like he said, open play. It was fantastic.
That's right. It was fantastic from an Amakosi Amahle point of view. Tomorrow, Dinamo Dimbare take on Kawiyaka Turuturu, Gwenyarecha Membe ZPC Kariba at Rufaro. And the big one that will bring to you live from Emma Gumeni yet once again, Yebozo Iboso tackle the Green Machine, Kepe Kepe Bora at Baba Fields, of course, so make a date with us. That's just about it. It just leaves me to thank the Liverpool supporter. Liverpool are leading Crystal Palace by 2-0. I'm not going he's dancing. That's a joke. Jose. He's dancing. They're leading Crystal Palace 2-0. Manchester United supporter, they play on Monday. Chief Justice Majavi. And from everyone in the ZBC TV sports crew, fronted by our producers Beben Shinrai, Stuart Shuriwa, Tinashe Manyoni, and Gina Gwanzura. Yes, we say, remember to take care of your loved ones and each other. I'm Charles, legendary CNN Mabika. Until we meet again tomorrow, it's bye-bye for now.